What is poppin'? Your boy RaJuR Real Deep Cool. Holla at y'all real quick late at night, man. It's almost 12 o'clock. But I had to take care of some business elsewhere, so I didn't get a chance to get started, which was supposed to be like an hour ago. I ain't gonna lie. Yup, about an hour ago I was supposed to have gotten started, but I didn't get started. So tonight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about mastering music. And I think I talked about it before. And what I talked about before with mastering music is what you want to do is I'm actually taking some songs I've done before on other CDs. Just a few, maybe a few of my favorites. I'm going to put them on a 2020 album. And with that being said, I'm going to be improving them a little bit. I'm going to be adding a little bit of oomph, a little bit of bluff, a little bit of saturation, a little bit of compression. There's a little bit of compression. A little bit of attack, a little bit of Transient Designer going on. We'll be adding some stuff. We'll be adding some EQs, all that. So what we're going to do is y'all want to sit here. Y'all want to watch me go through this process. So basically what's happening is I'm going to be using Logic for my DAW. I'll be using Logic for my DAW. Okay, and what I wanted to really do is use my headphones to mix with. But tonight I'm not going to do that for the sake of doing this video with you guys. I'm not gonna do that. I just got finished drinking a whole bunch of margaritas. I drink water for the rest of the night, be peeing all night. It is what it is. RaJuR Real Deep Cool in the studio. A friend of mine, my neighbor had Taco Tuesdays. I had no idea. I was minding my business on my deck. I heard her friends up on the deck. They was like, you want to come up? I said, all right, I'll come up. I was supposed to be down here. Went up there. I've been up there for an hour drinking margaritas and tacos. And then I'm down here. All right, let's get with it. So basically, like I said, if you're into music, if you're in to studio gear, you guys know what I'm talking about. So of course we're not using any of this stuff. We're not using synthesizers. I need to turn all this stuff off. Just using energy, right? But what I will be using is my laptop, my 13-inch MacBook Pro. We got Logic in here. Also, by the way, if I want to get funky and fresh and go inside, I holler at your boy. This is my y'all remember when I bought the mic. In fact, I need to take this off because trying to tick me off. I gotta get another cover for this. But this is the mic, and I would have that on if I was wiring in direct. But I'm not gonna wire in direct, but I still understand how they need to make this adjustable, like, because when you clip this, anytime I always have a problem with clipping this little dumb mic. Out of all the stuff I got down here, this is the one I had the most trouble with. Anything else I can figure out. I can figure out my clock is off. I can figure out when I'm talking about clock, I'm talking about my 80D clock and all that stuff. I can figure all that out. I can't figure out how to clip a doggone lavalier mic on my doggone shirt so I can hear what's going on. But if I wanted to do that, I can go right here and y'all will hear the lavalier mic. So as you see, I got the lavalier mic running through the Apollo Twin. Now you will say, well, Rod, why you got the lavalier mic running through the Apollo Twin, but your mastering stem is running through what? The mastering stem is running through this bad boy right here I got from my man last week, which is the Claret. I got this from my man. What's my man's name? I forgot my man's name. Anyway, I got this from him, so I've been using the Claret. For some reason, I like the Claret more than I like the Apollo Twin when it came to the sound. So I'm using the Claret A to D into a Sapphire, okay? Sapphire, well actually I'm going A to A, all right? Because we're going out of my computer, Thunderbolt, right? I'm thunderbolting into my Thunderbolt, Let me turn it down a little bit. I'm going Thunderbolt into my Thunderbolt hub. Then my Thunderbolt hub goes out to my A to D converter, which is the Sapphire Pro 40. Then Pro 40 into the mixer. Also have this mic going into the mix as well. So as you can hear, I got the mic going through the mixer. Also have Logic going through the mixer, coming out A to D. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a lot of A to D converters That way, I actually only need one ADD converter, which is the Sapphire Pro 40. And I can run 8 channels on this side right here. And usually I use this side for my Logic. Or usually I use, usually I'm using my Digio 2 coming out of Logic over here to go into this side of my mix. But I'm not really using Logic like that over there. I'm going to use the Logic over here for mastering. Something like that. Anyway, that's what we popping off and that's what we doing. So, let's get started. This tune is called Real Deep Cool. Really all that. All that, all that, all that, all that. I got 500 freaking messages just now about something I wanted to buy 18 days ago. I cannot stand this clip. Why? They know you got to clip it on like this, right? But they got the mic. How you supposed to clip this on? I don't wear a freaking... I don't know why I'm putting... Why am I even putting this on? You know why? Because I've been drinking. I don't even need that. Take that off. And turn the mic down. Again, I got the lavalier mic running to the Apollo Twin. We'll turn that down. Okay? All right, so let's go. We get ready to turn on RaJuR Real Deep Cool from the Real Deep Cool CD. The name of the song is Real Deep Cool. Let's check it out. Watch me do what I'm going to do. I'm going to explain what I'm doing as we go along. I'm going to have both screens up. These screens are mirrored. The screen is mirrored to my big joint right there. So let's get with it. First of all, what I'm going to put in here, I'm going to put an EQ. I got to put EQ first. Got to put EQ in the joint. So the EQ that I purchased software-wise is going to be called the Fab Q3. Because everybody was raving about it. Now, I could use the Ozone plugins. Nah, Fab Q3 is kind of hot. So let's use it. So let's go ahead and put this in the effects chain. Audio units, because Logic use audio units, right? I didn't know anything about audio units, man, until I decided I want the master. All right. Oh, right. Oh, snap. My plugin alliance joint is there. Let's see. Oh, snap, the Focusrite plugin alliance is there. Activation required. It should be activated, but I don't need that because I got a Focusrite right there. I got a real Focusrite sitting right there. I don't need no plugin Focusrite. But anyway, let's get with it. I just happened to see that pop up. Click to activate. Let's see. I'm online, I'm offline, access my license. Fully functional 14 trip. I'm not going to use it, though. I'm not going to use it yet. So I don't want to play with it. Quit. I don't want to mess with it yet. You have 14 days to play with that. I don't want to use it yet. All right, so here we go. Now she came with the Claret. And they got a couple other Brainworks joints that came with the Claret. Just like the Apollo Twin come a whole bunch of UA audio plugins, which I'm never going to buy that many. Got like 5,000. I'm just using the ones they gave me. And that's about it. All right, so let's go with the, let's take that out. And we're going to go with the Fab Filter Pro Q3. And this is going to be our EQ. And this is how I'm going to start setting up and shaping the song. Now, this song was always good to me. I like the way it is, but now that I have these vehicles, I also have my compressor over here, which is the Serpent Audio SB401. And I got the Elysia Envelope 500. Which is going to give me the attack on some transients that I like, some sustain on some lows or some mids that I like. That's what that's going to be for. I'm not going to use for EQ, because the EQ is right here. All right, let's go. Let's crank up the song. Let's pop it off on a pop-off. Low end, a little bit more low end. I don't want to use a shelf, I'm going to use a bell for the low end. So I go here, I pick bell. Bam. And now I'm going to listen to what I just did just on that part. So you hear what I just did. With the Pro Q3, you can isolate any EQ you put on. You just hit the headphone icon and you can hear what you did as far as that. Let it go, everything back in. So I think I'm gonna go back again. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more. Now we'll put the subwoofer in so I can really hear it. See, now I add a little bit of low end on that bad boy. And my phone keeps falling because the tape. Sorry. Back it down just a little bit. It might have been too much. So I'm bringing the mids up a little bit. This is crazy. Sorry, y'all. The phone keeps trying to come up. Just like that sometimes. So as I just did, I raised some mids up around the 1K region. I raised it up a little bit. You see, I can move it along. I want about right there, bring up the vocals. Without the EQ, with the EQ, so to brighten up a little bit of stuff. Now introduce a little bit of high end. So bring a little high end in there. You can hear the bells and stuff in the background. That's the regular, what it would sound like, and now what I just did. Got back down a level a little bit now because I'm adding so much juice. So it's so much brighter. By adding the EQ, I boosted up some levels in the low, mid, and high end. Just boost them a little bit more. The tools that I didn't have when I first made this album. So now I'm like remastering. Sometimes they call it remastering is what they do. You're remastering, you're making it pop off a little bit more than you did with other pop off. And that's popping off a little bit more popping off. All right, now, what I'm also going to put up in here is a unit that's made by, oh, Black Rooster. What is that? I got a whole bunch of Black Rooster stuff here too. I didn't even know stuff even loaded. All right, anyway. Let's see. We're going to use isotope. And I think what I want to use in isotope, I got to use the elements. I can't use the real balance control. Let me see if I can put balance control in here. And what balance control does, it really brings out what you want to bring out, either drums, vocals, or something else. Just plug it in. Hopefully I got enough power to deal with it. Alright, so we're not going to use that because the one I have, I shouldn't have to worry about using a demo. So it says demo, but select the source now. Yeah, this right here is not the one that's supposed to work with me. I'm going to take this off. Nah, plug in. Oh, see, I put up the wrong plug-in. Alright, there we go. Alright, so, oh, see, maybe I probably got to do it over. Oh, dumb. I should have saved it. Alright, let me do this all over again. I'm lunching, man. I'm sorry, my bad, y'all. I remember what I did, so I can just hop right back on there. Bring it back down because I added so much juice to it. Save as real deep cool, so let's save this real quick. On to my desktop. I like my stuff on my desktop so I can get right to it. I got time to be playing around. Desktop, there it is. Bam. RaJuR real deep cool. Real deep cool. Everything is saved and we good to go. Check. And that's my mic. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unplug. Hold on, I'm going to change the mic to line. There we go. Can't be having no doggone mic coming up in here. 1, 2. And see, I got some artifacts coming up in this joint. Okay, so not sure where the artifacts are coming from, but we're gonna figure it out. Oh, that's why. I'll tell you what, I gotta watch what I'm doing before I do it. Here we go. master rebalance by Isotope. I can bring the vocals out. The vocals out with this master rebalance. Stereo control to make sure my stereo field is right. So I'm going to open up the stereo width a little bit. And I'm going to put the same bass on so we're not splitting the bass up in the stereo field. We want the bass to still be right in the middle, like this. So we're going to hit save bass. Span is crazy. I'm sorry. Here it is again. I gotta glue this up here because I don't have a clip on here. I used to, but it's not acting right. I hope I don't lose y'all like I've been doing for all night. Okay, I love it. Just like the Quiet Storm. Yeah, I hope that song is like the Quiet Storm, my brother. Absolutely. But better. All right, here we go. So this is span right here, and I gotta learn how to use this. There's so many things I can do with span. So go ahead and start the music again. Remember, you can buy this song. You can buy this whole album. RaJuR Real Deep Cool. Just Google it, and it's right there. Anywhere you want to buy it from. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you want to buy it. Real Deep Cool is ready for sale. So I'm going to keep it real. Don't talk about it. Be about it and buy it, brother. Buy it. It's online right now, all day long. You can buy it. Support it, brother. Buy the music. Buy the music, y'all. Buy the music. RaJuR Real Deep Cool. All right, here we go. Now what happened with this is I pick a program, as you can see, I get to see what the waves are doing. I get to see what the second spectrum harmonics is doing. All kinds of crazy with this program called Span. And it's free. So I get to see what my music is doing, how's it reacting, and all this stuff by me just going up here and using the spectrum mode editor so I can really tune into what my music is really actually doing spectral wise. Here we go. Type in Real cool because that's what I'm using this for. So I'm saving everything I'm doing. I'm saving it. Okay. That'll be good. Save. Take the EQ out, you hear the difference. Put the EQ back in. Alright, so now we've done that. Now, because it's getting kind of late and I was busy doing stuff, we're going to go over to my analog effects. Not effects, my analog units. And this is where we're going to put the finishing touches on everything. So basically, I'm going to put that up there. Maybe it won't fall off. And I'll point to what I'm using. Then we're going to be out. Right here, I'm using this compressor right here, and it's made by a company called Serpent Audio. It's called the SP401, and this right here is a beautiful bad boy. What makes this bad boy is you have a blend knob. So basically, you can do all the compression you want, all the limiting you want, but until you move that blend knob over, ain't nothing happening. I forgot what they actually call that, but right here they call it a blend. And then we have our increase as far as the level. We have a threshold. We have the filters. We're gonna put a filter on it to make sure that the compression doesn't affect certain frequencies, right? Which is usually low end. You don't want to mess with your low end. So we have frequencies from off to 120, not to mess with the low end. You never want to crush the low end. Not in jazz and R&B anyway. And then we have our ratio, attack, and release. Then we can set our release to be variable, and then we use this right here to set the variation of how we want the compression to work. I mean the release to work, just for the release. And then you have your blend. Here we have the envelope 500. That piece right there is what we call my Transient Designer. Now I can either use this, the reason I bought this is I can use it as a Transient Designer, or I can use it as a high and low shelf EQ. Either one, I don't need an EQ. I'm using the Pro Q3 by Fab filter for my EQ. No need for no EQ. This goes into Transient Designer mode, so we're gonna press that in. We're gonna press in the compressor mode, and we're gonna see what we get. So we're gonna play around with it. And I wish I had a direct in so y'all really can hear it. And I'll do that another night once I get all this stuff settled as far as the phone and where it's sitting and how it's gonna be glued up here. But right now, a friend of mine, where this came from, she got this lovely light that you can put the phone and a light at the same time on that bad boy. So hopefully she gonna send me the information down so I can check that out. All right. So here we go. So far we've done what we did here. We had a Pro Q3 that we put in for our EQ. We have the ozone. Look, we just shut down for a reason. Why we just shut down, cuz? Hold on a second. But you go through some things when you're in the studio. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be able to recoup. Auto saved, yes I did. It's already saved. Put it back up there then and start playing with yourself. There we go. So now, we have the Pro Q3, right? We can take that out. We had the Ozone 9. That's where the problem was coming in, trying to show the Ozone 9. Which is, I enhanced the vocals with this, with the master rebalance and Ozone 9. Okay? That's in there. We'll save again just to make sure we don't have any problems. Even though the thing about what's called auto saves, which I like that. Then we have the stereo control to make sure I widen the width a little bit. I gave a little bit of, width, so you what's on the left was on the left, what's on the right on the right. It's gonna give a little bit more definition to that. And then last but not least, we got this bad boy right here. And it should be, where's my settings at? Load. Where's Real Deep Cool? Span. Because y'all know I saved that. You know what? Probably because it shut down, probably didn't save. Factory presets. You can have different presets too. You know what I mean? But let's run it and let's pop it. I'm going to set it back up again. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. We'll say it's Real Deep Cool too, that way we have it set up and ready to roll. Bam! Another same thing, save it, Real Deep Cool. Ozone 9, same thing. See how I keep shutting down? We can't keep having that. We'll go ahead and we'll click on the icon here. I did the wrong way did the long way before. I can just click on the icon because I got to save to my desktop. But I think the what I think is the master rebalance for the Ozone 9 is not set up right in here, and I think that's what's shutting me down. I think if I take out the master rebalance for the vocals and just adjust the vocals within the EQ, I think I'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the master rebalance from Ozone 9 out of here. Okay? Auto saves. We're going to take, because every time I click the master rebalance, that's when I get that problem. So we're going to take the master rebalance and take that out. We're not going to use that. And now, bam. Cool, really cool, got that in. Open it up a little bit so we can see what's going on. Loosen it up. So let's save. I mean, I wrote that down, but I really don't want it that kind of intensity. I do want to be able to see the whole wave just in case. But you spread this out like that. There you go. And now we can kind of mess with the wave a little bit. We can bring it all in. I'll bring it out a little bit. And that's all in Logic. I'm just learning Logic like that. All right, go ahead and save it. Move it back. Let's run. Now let's go play with the analog stuff. Let's go to the compression first. And here we go. Compression in. We're gonna pick a ratio of like maybe. This is really getting on my nerves, man. It's about to get hot too. Let me take out the charger. Okay. We're gonna pick a ratio of 2 to 1. I like my attacks to be kind of high, so the attack is set to 20 milliseconds. I like to release fast. Attack slow, release fast. Threshold, nothing happening right now. Nothing. Nothing happening, right? So now let's start blending this in. So we got a little bit more volume. Time to turn it down. Volume. Now, threshold for the compression. Now the squashing. See, a squash, that's compression. I really compressed it. Now open it up a little bit. A little bit of volume. Now, if I went blend all the way to the right, you'll hear everything that's going on. That's everything that's going on with that unit. We're going back down and blend a little bit. A little saturation. So this is without the compressor. This is with the compressor kicking in. So that's what we got going on there. So we're gonna shut that down. Gonna reinstitute this. I have no idea what just happened. It just started tripping. So now we're gonna load back in RaJuR Real Deep Cool. Thank goodness. We should have our preview 3 there. Untitled preset. Cancel. X. Okay, let's try this again. Save it. So we hear what's going on with it. Now what we're gonna do? We're gonna add a little bit of the We're gonna go into the envelope 500, and now we're gonna add the attack on certain frequencies and the sustain on certain frequencies. So basically, what happens here is, up in this register, you have attack and the frequency A. You have sustain and frequency S. The frequency that you want to attack is the one you pick. So if I want to attack the low end, say I want to attack 50, I can really attack that 50. Here we go. I'm gonna go right after this 50. We're gonna attack 50. Here we go. Got here grabbing it. Really attacking it. Or I can take it back and almost feel like it compresses that frequency as well. And see how I'm really attacking that side stick. Plop. Hear it? See how it came out? I picked that frequency and now I pick it. Hear it pop. So watch this. Bring it out. You hear it now. Now I'm going to sustain. Usually what you want to sustain is the low end. Or you want to cut back on the low end if it's too much or too high, depending on what you think you need to do. We're mastering now. So let's sustain the low end a little bit. See what's happening? I pulled back on the low end. See what it did? Almost like it compressing it, like it's squashing it, right? And that's 100 hertz. Now that hurts, that's somewhere around, wow. Like around 500, something like that. So now let's sustain it. Up top to make sure it don't get too crazy. You press the auto gain in on the envelope up top. But I want auto gain. I want to do what it's going to do. Back to what we're using for Logic, the Pro Q3. Right? The stereo spread. I'm ready to take out what happened over there. I'm going to take it out. lost transients, we lost the attack, we lost the body of the song. Let's put in what we did over here. Let's put it back in. We're gonna add a little level. And then what I do is I back down the level on the stem. I gotta back down the level on the stem because when you start EQing, you're gonna increase the levels. You know what I mean? So if it's set to like plus, if it's set to unity, which is 0, so you start boosting basses and all that stuff, it's gonna boost it up. But you don't want to do that. So when I see it start to boost, I just start bringing the levels down. Now I could bring the levels down on the stem, or I can bring the levels down on the master. It all depends. Here I'm 2 plus 2 over, 2.2 over, 2.2 decibels over. So I might back down the stem instead of backing down the master. I think I should back down the stem instead of the master because the master is dirty because maybe I'm overdoing the EQ or whatever. At least the stem, even though all the EQ is on the stem, if I back down, all the EQ is on the master. If I back down the stem, then that master can work a little bit with what I'm doing as far as the master is concerned on that channel. So that's my approach to it. You know what I mean? I don't put the effects on the stem. I put the fin, here we go, we kind of losing the phone again. I'm sorry, y'all. It's not on the, hopefully my friend hooked me up with her join, and I might not be able to use hers too because I'm using YouTube. It needs to be like this, whereas the unit she has, but then I can probably twist it around. Whatever. She got this nice unit up there, and it has like this big circle of white light. And you can put your phone in there. She uses it when she's doing hair and eyelashes and all that stuff for Instagram. I'm like, yo, I can use that for my, even though I do think it's sexy down here with the lights I have down here, but I don't know. Here we go. Last but not least, let's bang it. All we're using now is just the EQ here, and then we're going to add in the compressor and the Transient Designer, and I'll let you know when I'm doing it, okay? But I'm not going to try to disable all of the plugins over here. I'll be doing too much. All right? I'll tell you what. I'll add each one in like I added them in when I got it, okay? And right now I'm losing the phone. I think the phone's too hot. The glue is not sticking to the thing because I can't find no super glue to get the tape connected. I got to get some super glue. I couldn't find a super glue. Has it ever been like you see something all the time sitting around the crib, whatever it is, and then when you need it, you can't find it? Guaranteed. I can't find a super glue so I can glue this sticky thing up here so to stay. It's actually the Velcro I use for my pedal board. That I stick the phone up here so it makes it easy for me to work with. All right, but right now it's just coming down because actually the phone is hot, everything is hot, the track is hot, the phone is dropping. Let's go down. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to disable all these, and I'm going to add them in. Only thing I'm really using is the Pro Q3 and the stereo. The span just let me see what the track is doing as far as spatially and as far as EQ wise and what it's doing. It let me see how it bump. But I can actually see the same thing in the Pro Q3. It's really the same thing, but it's different because the span allows you to set your LUFs so you see how high it needs to be if it's too high. Because you put some stuff on YouTube, they're going to squash it. All forums now. If it's too loud, they tired of y'all doing this doggone mumble rap. Boom, 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 boom. They squashing stuff. They put their own algorithms to smash your stuff. So if your stuff is too loud, and now it goes on SoundCloud or something like that, and now it's going to sound muffled because you put too much bass in there. So you got to like have this meter right here to let you know if you're going too high on the LUFs. I just learned that. How you doing? Here we go. This is the original track from the original album, Nothing on It. And now let me start adding what I did. stereo width. Added. Now here overload. There's overload right there. It's overloading. It's growling. Gotta back it down. I'm backing down the stem. Backing down the stem, but I still know I got the EQ. I mean the Transient Designer and the compression over here. So I'm gonna back down the stem over here to give me some more room to work with over here for my levels that I need. And before this is going in the red, right? It's not going in the red anymore. So we good. Check out our loves. Here we go. Plenty of room. As long as we're not hitting that red right there, right up there, and the 2 meters right there, as long as we're not hitting the red, we're fine. So I know now I can add in my analog over here, and we popping off. Let's go over it. Well, we ain't got to go over. We already know what it look like. Let's add it in. Y'all ready? Now I really don't like the saturation. I'm gonna pull the saturation. It's actually called grind on the SB401, but the saturation really is what it's doing. Kind of some tape saturation. Now my meters, I'm still not getting enough. I need those meters to be in the red. They need to be in the red, and that meter down there need to be in the red, and the meter on my master link need to be in the red. That means we're not going to crank up the track. We're going to crank up the compressor. Let's go. Now we're in the red. Now we're in the red. Even though I'm reading red here, we're reading red here as well. Job is done. We went from laid back. You hear the difference? You hear it? And this is just me adding in the compressor and the Transient Designer. I'm gonna kick it back in. Transient Designer and compressor. They got me feeling this guilty cool. When I'm with you, I feel this guilty cool. And I'm saving everything. So everything is saved. All the settings are saved. I gotta stretch that loop out. I had it set for loop, so I'm gonna stretch the loop out all the way to the end. I don't know why. I know it was masterly fade out. So, and that's it. So that's me mastering Real Deep Cool. I went from that bad boy sounding like, hey, it's alright, You know what I mean? I mean, it did well. In fact, a friend of mine, he got married to this song right here. And my man put it on their wedding video. He put Real Deep Cool on the wedding video. I was so honored. I'm like, yo, you use my song for their wedding? Told y'all, man. Y'all need to. Can y'all buy a song or like an album? All right, y'all. I'm back. Before the phone slides off the holder again, I gotta find a holder, man. I gotta do something to make sure I can get something to hold this phone up. Right now, I put it here because I have my other piece here that connects when I want to go direct is already here, so that's why I gotta have it sticking up here. I just need to find the glue to be able to keep the sticky tape up here to keep it. Other than that, I'm out, man. Real Deep Cool. Check me out, RaJuR. Real Deep Cool. www.rajur.net. You can buy my music anywhere on the web. Anywhere. You can buy my music. Not just this album. Got a couple albums out. Actually, there's 4 albums up for sale. And I'll be putting the other 3 up for sale pretty soon. Right now, the 2020 album's going to be a mixture of some of the songs I really like from my past CDs, some new tracks, and 3 artists that I work with. I'm going to put them on the CD as well. I mean, album as well. I'm out, y'all. Heaven willing. Check y'all out later. I'm out. Talk to you. Bars. Have a great night. See well.